Hello all, welcome to IBM BPM tutorial. Today I am going to show how to integrate with a web service from IBM BPM. So we may develop some applications using different applications Java, .NET or anything which can be exposed as a web services. Those web services, how can we do integrate from the IBM BPM? That's what I am going to show. So first of all, I have a visual file which is imported into my SOAP project. This is the employee service which is developed in a Java application which is exposed as a web service. I have imported that WSDL file into my SOAP. I have created a request and I have created a mock service and I have given some response over here. Okay. So when I run this mock service, let me run it. When you run it and go to the request. And when you click on run, okay, sorry, the endpoint is this one. Okay. When you run this, you will get some output here. So how we will get URL? This one, go to your mock service, stop it and see here. You can see this is the path and this is the port number, this is the host name and all. So the final URL is looks like this. I have started my mock service and when I hit to get this response. So I need to use this URI and get a wizard and question mark WSDL. So this is the WSDL file. This WSDL file I can import it and in IBM BPM and I can integrate with the employee service from the IBM BPM. So let's do how we can do it. Go to the process designer. I have application of integration services. I'm just opening in a designer. What I can do, go to the implementation. There is a plus symbol, click on plus symbol, select integration service and give the name of the service which we want to create. I'm going to give employee integration. Employee service. Employee, employee service integration. Click on finish. So this is the employee service integration service we have created now. We need to implement. We want to implement with. We want to integrate with the web services. Just select this activity and put it into the diagram panel layout. So give the employee service name as invoke employee. And what I can do here, select that invoke employee service and go to the implementation under the properties. Here is discovery schema, provide the inline configuration. Give the WSDL URL. I have the WSDL URL here. Just take it and put it into WSDL URL. Here is the options. Browse means you can browse it from the WSSR. View means you can view the WSDL file. And if you click on view, it will open in some browser. Okay, it is opened in a browser. Okay, and here is the discover. We need to discover this widget. So what will happen? It will import it into your IBM BPM application. Click on discover and then select the operation from the. So here is the options. You can select operations. Select this get employee type parameter says employee request. And this is for protected visual. That means whenever you have the security, you can provide the username password for the service. And this is the override endpoint address. That means by default, whatever it is, the visual contain the endpoint URL. That is currently it have this is endpoint URL. And if you want to override, you can check box this. Okay. This endpoint URL will be overridden. Just save it. Now what we want to do, we want to generate request and response object for this visual. Click on generate types and it will be selected get employee because of we have selected that. Click on next. It will be generated employee request, employee response, and the string is XML schema type. It will generate. Click on next. And if you have any problems generating, it will show these problems over here. Click on finish. Now we can see in our data types, you can see employee request contains employee ID is the request parameter and the employee response contains the parameters ID, name, department, address, email ID. Okay, let's do adding this request response parameter into your variable section. The input parameter is request type of employee request. Output is response type of employee response. Okay, just save it. Go to the diagram. And what I need to do, I need to set some request to this employee service. So take a server script here and put it here and assign request and take one more and print a logger here. So when you call the web service, it should give the response and it should print here. That's what I want to do. Let's take a sequence lines, line it here. Not a problem if you remove and right. I need to assign data here. So initialize first of all. Then assign data to your request. Employee ID I need to set it. So employee ID is equal to, I will give some value 123 log dot info request. And similarly you can put the response logger over here. This should do response. and done it. So when you run the service, it will set the request as employee ID as E123 and it will print in a log. Then it will invoke the service and it will be getting the response and it will display, that means it will be printed into log the response whatever. So just before running it, just open logger. Let me open it, my logger. I have some logger opened already in my notepad++. So this is my system out logger at end at here. Just run this service. So it is logging in and the service has finished. And go to the logs and check what response I got it. So my request is E123 and my response is undefined. And the transportation channel is connecting with 8089 and I'm getting response as undefined. Just I forget to one thing. So select this invoke employee service and click on data mapping, and here you need to select your request is employee request. It will go, and the response what we will get it here, we will get it response employee response. That I forgot it. So just run it again and say that it has finished the service and load it again, and you can see now the request is going employee request and the value is employee ID, value is E123 and the response is type of employee response. It has ID E12345, name is coming Amir Basha, Hyderabad, department IT, and this is the email ID. And here if you see my HTTP channel is started with the Amir 80 and Amir at 80894. So this is how we can integrate with the web services from IBM BPM. I hope it will be useful. See you in next tutorial.